Hey friends, welcome to today's video. Today we have another beauty on a budget video, but today I'm going to feature 4 budget-friendly beauty products. I picked them all up from Ulta. I already know that I like one of them because it is a product that I used to use years ago and loved, and then you all reminded me about it because in a recent video I was like, I can't think of a good drugstore eye primer. Like what? How could I forget this? It's the Milani eye primer. So we're going to use this. The other product that I have is this blush from Undone Beauty. This is the Lip to Cheek palette in the shade 30 Rosy. We're going to play with this. I also picked up a new Physicians Formula Butter Glow pressed powder. Someone compared these as a dupe to the Hourglass powder, so we're gonna test that out. And then I have a mascara. This is from ColourPop, and it's the Level Up Lengthening Mascara. So we're gonna apply these 4 products, and I'm gonna let you know my final thoughts on them at the end of the day. Let's get started. All right, so let's go ahead and start with the blush. I'm all about cream blushes. I think this color looks very promising. This is what the palette looks like. So it is described as a cheek and lip product. Ooh, okay, really nice. Very buttery, very creamy. It feels divine. It has a really pretty gloss finish to it, like a shiny finish to it, which I think would pair well on the lips. I'm not sure about the cheeks. Okay, that feels really nice on the lips. That feels really nice and creamy on the lips. Let's apply it on the cheeks. I'm gonna show you after I warmed it up with my finger kind of what it looks like in the palette. It really did warm up. It feels very creamy, but it does feel lightweight. Typically when it's that creamy, it makes me a little nervous to put it on the cheeks because I'm like, okay, is it gonna look sticky? Is it gonna look thick? But let's give it a try and let's find out what brush do I want to use. So I'm gonna use the BK Beauty 112 brush, which is a lighter brush that picks up and deposits color in a lighter fashion. And I'm just gonna press it right into palette and we're gonna, ooh, wow, okay. That is a lot of color. That is a lot of product that it picks up, so be light-handed. Normally I don't like for my blush to come out that strong because it can be difficult to blend out. This is blending out nicely though. Very pretty, but it does have quite a bit of shine, but I don't mind it. It doesn't feel too heavy or thick. I am really blending it out and working with it though. Okay, let's try the other side, and this time I'm gonna try to apply a very small amount. So I'm just gonna dab it in one time. Let's see. Wow, okay. Do you see that? That's like one light tap. Very light tap. That is lighter than I normally would go in, so there's a note about it. If you try this, make sure that you use a very light wispy brush and not something dense because you will pick up too much product. It's pretty. I think it just initially comes out a little too strong, but you can blend it out. You can blend it out and get a really pretty blend, but it's very pigmented and you get a lot of product right off the bat, so be careful in your application. Oh, that's pretty. I like the color though. That's nice. Okay, let's move along. I'm gonna go and apply the powder. This is the Physicians Formula Butter Glow Pressed Powder. It just says Translucent Glow. So I'm gonna take my BK Beauty 108 brush and we're gonna apply this in the center of the face so I can see what kind of finish it gives. I don't really smell that butter smell at all. That's strange. I feel like when I saw someone review this, they said you could really smell the scent. I wonder if it's mine in particular. So this is a really nice light powder. It's not overly glowy at all. Like I'm using a small brush that typically is gonna pick up a lot more product. Like it's not too shimmery. It's very natural looking. That's nice. All right, so you can layer it and get a little bit more of a radiant finish, but it's not as radiant as I assumed it would be. It has a really soft sheen to it. Okay, you guys, let's go in with the eye primer. I already know I love this product. This is the Milani eyeshadow primer. This is definitely my favorite drugstore eyeshadow primer. And now that I recall, I liked the Revlon too. So it has a brightening effect to it. When you apply it on the lid, you can see that it brightens the eye and kind of evens it out. So if you have a little bit of veining on the eye, it'll kind of conceal that. But it's also kind of sheer, which I like eye primers like this because it doesn't really change the color of your shadow. It just kind of like enhances the color. Okay, I'm gonna go and apply my eye makeup. It's not drugstore, so let me go off camera and apply that and I'll be right back. So I've got all my eye makeup on, so I don't forget the palette that I have on is the Makeup by Mario Ethereal's eye palette, in case you are curious. I have this color on the inner corner of my eye, and then I have this color and this color kind of layered in my crease. And then my eyeliner that I used is also a drugstore favorite. I've talked about this plenty, but it's the NYX retractable eyeliner in the shade Bronze, one of my favorite eye pencils. All right, you guys, now let's go in with the last product we're testing. testing today, which is the ColourPop Level Up Mascara. Now, for the sake of testing this mascara, I am not going to apply any lash primer, even though I normally would. Now, I will say my lashes right now are in a pretty dramatic shed phase, which means I don't have a lot of lashes right now. So unfortunately, most mascaras are not looking that great on me. I actually did a campaign with Too Faced the other day, and I used their Better Than Sex mascara, which is a great mascara. I love it. And unfortunately, it didn't give me the like dramatic results that I normally get with it. Okay, moving right along. So this is described as being a lengthening mascara. Let me show you what the wand looks like. Kind of just like your traditional mascara wand, nothing special to it. I'm gonna start at the base of my lashes, and we're gonna wiggle, wiggle, wiggle to get a lot of that product off, and then pull up. This actually looks really good. Normally I like a volumizing mascara. I like both length and volume, but if I had to, like if I'm going with a mascara that just offers one, I would take volume over length all day, because most lengthening mascaras I find don't add a lot of volume. I think this is adding quite a bit of volume. What do you guys think? That looks really good. So it does feel like it's a thicker or a kind of a stickier consistency. I can feel it on my lashes. Like each time I coat it, I can feel there's a little bit of a grip to it. And even when I put the wand into here, I can feel the consistency is a little thicker. Like I feel more resistance than I do with other formulas. And even pumping it a couple of times, I can see on the wand that it's kind of got a little bit of buildup. So this leads me to believe it's a thicker formula. Like after a couple of weeks, it's gonna get real thick. But again, that's just a guess. So I actually get a lot of volume with this, but it's starting to get a little clumpy. Yeah, it definitely starts to clump up if you apply too much. I think that's as much as I'm gonna be able to get from length on this side. This is the side where my lashes are almost like non-existent. I'm not gonna continue to layer because I have a feeling that it'll get pretty clumpy. I think this looks good. I like the way this looks, but I definitely think that this formula is thicker and it has a tendency to clump up. So for that reason, I'm gonna just put a little bit on the lower lashes, but not much. I'm just gonna touch up my lips real quick before we wrap up the video. I'm gonna use the same cheek and lip palette. So this feels really nice on the lips. It feels creamy, it feels hydrating, it feels nice. Okay, so let's recap. So the blush, I like it. I think just be careful because it does go in with a whole lot of pigment and product, so you want to have a super light hand when you apply it, but it did blend out really beautifully. I think this color also is pretty forgiving because it's lighter. I like this color. It's a nice kind of light bubblegum pink. I would recommend this. I think it's nice. It didn't totally blow me away, but I think it's a nice product for its purpose and for the price. The Physicians Formula Butter Glow. This was nice. Again, not a product that really kind of blew my socks off. I find that it has a really light layer of sheen. I'm actually swatching it on my hand with my finger so I can really see that level of sheen and show you guys. So it has a little bit of a sheen, which can be nice when you're setting foundation and you want more of a natural finish. So you don't want anything super glowy, but you don't want anything matte as well. I did find that I had to kind of pick it up quite a bit to get the product to pay off onto my skin. So on a scale of 1 to 10, I would probably give this maybe a 6 or 7. It's a nice product, it's a decent product, but it wasn't something that really blew me away. The Milani Eye Primer. So this is kind of a revisit because we already knew this used to be a favorite of mine. I love this primer, it's great. And thank you guys for recommending this. This was actually overwhelmingly recommended in my recent drugstore video that went up. I think it was like testing top rated drugstore products. So many of you recommended this and I was like, oh my God, yes, I used to love that. So highly recommend this. I think this is as good as any high-end eye primer. It actually kind of reminds me of the Too Faced, was it Shadow Insurance? I used to use that a while back in terms of the texture of it and that slight brightening effect. Really easy to apply with your finger and it really does keep your eyeshadow on all day. And last we have the mascara. I mean, it's not bad, but it's not great. I do like the way my lashes look, but I think that there's a few cons to this product for me that just really make it a product that I wouldn't necessarily recommend. Again, it's not a bad product, but there's just so many other better options. What do you guys think? I think this was highly recommended or highly rated on Ulta's website. If I recall, I placed a big Ulta order a couple weeks ago, maybe a month ago, and if I remember correctly, I looked for highly rated products. So I wanna say maybe this was one of them, but my personal experience with it today is that while it gives, you know, nice dramatic results, the formula is just a little thicker and easy to clump. So those are my quick mini reviews over these 4 budget-friendly beauty products. Let me know if you have any recommendations for products that I should feature next. Thank you so much for your time hanging out with me on my channel. I say this all the time, but I really mean it. I value and appreciate your time. I hope you guys have a beautiful day and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.